Hello and welcome to this Wilodrin tutorial where I'll show you how to set up a Wilodrin account and connect your first Intel Galileo board. Now, what items are we going to use today? First things first, you need to have your Intel Galileo board ready, together with a microSD card and a microSD card USB adapter. You also need to have internet access and a computer. Since we'll be downloading and installing some software, administrative rights on that computer would come in handy. If you're ready, let's just get to it. I'm already on the Wilodrin homepage, so please open up your browser and go to www.wilodrin.com. Then click either your Google, GitHub, or Facebook buttons to use your existing account to log in. I'm going to use my Google account. Now, having logged into the system, we're here to add a new board to our Wilodrin account, so please click the Add New Board button here on top, select Intel Galileo from the drop-down menu, and make sure you give your board a unique name. I'm just going to call this one Galileo. Then click Next, and because we will only be using the Galileo with an Ethernet connection, make sure these two fields are unchecked and click Submit. As you can see, the board has already been added in the background and is now listed as offline. First, we need to go to Step 2 and click SD Card Image Archive and download the Wilodrin card image somewhere handy, such as your desktop, so we can easily find it later. And back on the Wilodrin page, scroll down. And in Step 3, there is also another file below that you have to save to a proper location. Right-click the link where it says Following File and make sure that the name it is being saved as is wilodrin.json. Once again, the name is Wilodrin and the extension is JSON. Click Save and let's continue. We're about halfway through the process right now. These files are not that big, but they might take a minute or two to download. Meanwhile, we can take a look at the tutorial page link back in Step 2 for installing the Wilodrin image onto the microSD card. I'm on Windows at the moment, so I just have to scroll down and find the link to the Disk Imager utility. Click this link and then proceed to download it to the desktop as well. The procedure is now the following. We will install Disk Imager, extract the disk image archive and write it to the microSD card, then copy the wilodrin.json file to the card as well. In case you already have an existing Wilodrin microSD card and just want to change the user account, you just have to replace the wilodrin.json file on the card. Now, Disk Imager is really easy to install. Please open the installer and make sure that you're an administrator or get someone over to help. Click Next, confirm that you accept the agreement, click Next again 4 times while also making sure that you create a shortcut on a desktop, and then click Install. We don't want to launch it just yet, so we'll just deselect these two options and hit Finish. In order to be able to write the image file we just downloaded, we have to unarchive it, so please proceed to do so. If you don't have any utility to handle this, there's a program called 7-zip available at 7-zip.org. Simply right-click the archive and extract it directly to the desktop. Meanwhile, we need to connect your microSD card to your computer. Mine is just in my board, so I'll make sure the board is powered off, that is, no green LED is on, and then proceed to remove it and connect it via the USB adapter I mentioned earlier. Please remember the drive where your microSD card can now be found, and back on the desktop find the link to the Disk Imager and open the program. Next, in the Disk Imager, select the correct drive from the drop-down that your USB adapter is connected as, then click the blue folder. Navigate to where you saved the image file, in my case the desktop, and then click the extension field just above the Open button and select Any Files. Now you can select the image file you downloaded earlier, confirm, and click Write. Confirm again. Now, this may take a couple of minutes, but when it's finished, we're almost done. When you are informed that the write was successful, just click OK. Once we have the image written on the card, we also have to copy the small file we downloaded earlier. So go back to the desktop or where you saved your file. Once again, check that its name is wilodrin.json and then copy it or move it to the disk drive you will be using. Note that now there have to be 3 folders and 2 files on your microSD card drive. All you have to do now is to safely remove the USB adapter, mount it back on the board and start the board up. After starting up, your card will be listed as online and you can now start using Wilodrin on the Intel Galileo. Everything you program from now on is saved on your account, so there is no way that you can lose it. Thank you for watching.